Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? Right now, it is December 29, 2025. And what are people right now getting ready for? What is the whole world getting ready for right now? And 2 days from now, it's going to be New Year's Eve. And then this coming January 1st, it's going to be New Year's Day. So a lot of people right now are getting ready for the New Year's, and along with that, people are taking advantage of post-holiday sales, discounts, and clearances, right? So people are getting ready for the New Year right now. And I just want to come over here and say that for the longest time, celebrating New Year on January 1st has always been off to me. It has always been off to my intuitions, senses, and instincts. Okay? Because a few years ago, I've come to the knowledge that many ancient, especially Hebrew cultures in ancient times, have always celebrated the New Year's in the month of spring, because what takes place in the season of spring, rebirth, that is the season where a lot of deers, rabbits, birds, chickens, and ducks give birth to live youngs, as well as many other species of animals. Okay, and that's why those animals have become to be associated with Easter, because they represent fertility. So ancient cultures, particularly Hebrew ones in ancient times, always celebrated the New Year's in the spring equinox. And then came the Romans. Then came the Gregorian calendar. New Year's globally has been changed, okay, to January 1st. And since then, that is the day the whole world, pretty much the whole world, like 90% of the world, last time I read, that's the day that 90% of the world acknowledges as the New Year. Okay? Now, January 1st, that takes place during the winter season, not the spring season. It takes place during the winter season, right at the dead of winter. Not long after the winter equinox, when all the trees, pretty much most of the trees and plants are completely dead, bears go into hibernation. There's not much deer around either, or birds. Pretty much everything is dead. Life is pretty much dead and or in a state of dormancy. Okay? So why do we celebrate January 1st as the New Year? Well, it's because of the Gregorian calendar, as I mentioned, and also the Romans, okay? And pretty much Western and European civilization who have colonized the whole world, okay? And set January 1st as the standard to celebrate the New Year's. But why do we continue celebrating New Year's in the dead of winter when we really and truly should be celebrating it in the spring? Like, aren't these the kind of questions that people should ask, instead of the blind following what they've been told, all the lies that they've been told, and holding dear to those lies? Because a lot of you so-called people that call yourselves religious and Christians, you're missing a very important part in the Bible, okay? That talks about shepherds watching their flock at night in the field. And many historians and scholars who interpret the verse have come to the solid conclusion that the month and season that shepherds watch their flock at night in the field takes place around the spring. not during the winter time, because winter time in ancient Israel is barren and cold, just as it is here in many parts of the Western world, right? So shepherds would not be watching their flock of sheep in the middle of the cold night when they should be sheltered and kept warm from the cold. Okay? I think New Year's Day on January 1st, when the whole world celebrates New Year's on January 1st, I just think that that's a embodiment and manifestation of westernization. Okay, celebrating, westernization and all of these holidays that the world just needs to mentally and psychologically decolonize from. Because like I said, everything is pretty much dead in the wintertime. So why would we celebrate spring in the wintertime instead of the month of spring, where life regenerates and reflourishes? I just want y'all to think about that. And this is not me, trying to instill my worldview beliefs and ideas onto everyone and everything. But for me, the new right, ever since coming to this knowledge, okay, ever since coming to spiritual and biblical knowledge that I think the Most High has blessed me with and bestowed upon me, I'm no longer one of the many blind masses and sheeple that celebrate New Year's on January 1st, right in the dead of winter. Right in the middle and dead of winter. I celebrate New Year's in the spring. Okay, I personally celebrate New Year's in the spring, where life regenerates and reflourishes. And you can call me weird, and you can call me cringy for that, but I question everything, all the lies that's been taught to me. There's a saying that goes, "You're never too old to learn." So I still learn new things every day, and I also question all the lies that the media and society tells us, teaches us, and instills in our brains. Because, like I said, a lot of what we've been taught are lies, and all of us need to unlearn and relearn new things, which I highly encourage y'all to do. So, on that note, you can continue celebrating New Year's on January 1st if you so choose. But for me and other people who have come to light and knowledge, we will celebrate New Year's in the season of spring, as it should be, rightfully so. So, I hope y'all have a nice rest of your day. Keep safe out there, and I'll see y'all on the flip side.